Hi everyone and welcome to our Gnomes Summer Collection. This is one that you are definitely going to want to have and celebrate the summer with the gnomes. They're ready for the beach with you. They've got their own umbrellas. They've got their own popsicles and snacks. So you're pretty much set to go. All you have to do is pick them up. And in order to do that, I'm sure you're going to want to buy the bundled pack. For those of you that are new with us, our bundled collection includes all 5 of these coordinated products. There are no duplicates in anything. Everything is separate. Everything is individual. So you're not getting duplicates. I don't want you to think that. And as well, you save 20% versus buying each of these items individually. So that's right on the list price at $17.96 US. So it includes our FQB, which is our main pack, which is our papers and elements. It includes our Gnome Summer 2 additional paper pack, our Gnome Summer Talk, which is our alpha, our solid paper pack, as well as our Little Bits Gnome Summer, which is an additional elements pack. No elements will you find these elements anywhere else in any of these products. So definitely worth buying when you see everything that is going to be coming your way. So it starts off with some arrows. Great, like these are just awesome. Like especially when you think of beach, right? With the little signs and they point directions this way to the beach or this way to this trail or whatever. Great thought from Mary Fran had in order to put those in there, and obviously very, very useful with the words that she's chosen. A great beach bag. Who doesn't go to the beach without a beach bag, right? There's your cute sunglasses, flip-flops, some sunscreen. You're all set. And a beach ball as well. Excellent beach sign cluster. Like, you can already start to see those main elements developing very, very easily here. Our background papers, as you can see, the colors are bold, but they're not kiddish or anything like that. They are just the perfect shades of things. Then you also have the white space. You may be looking to be really creative with this. So whether you're doing a card, you're doing a layout, a mini album, whatever it is, you're going to be able to start with this and build everything you want as that you're going to see coming up with all the elements. Same thing, it comes in a couple of different colors because we're not sure exactly what color palette is attracting you and what you want to work with. So ideal to have all of these things put together. But as I was saying earlier, you'll just see the colors and the tones in this. It is so great. Here's a floral one. So maybe you're making something for your sister-in-law and you're thinking, okay, I don't want to really use as much of the gnomes and stuff. I want to use it a little more pretty, but it is a summer. I want it to be light, airy, all that kind of stuff. You have that option in this kit. There's the black for contrast, and it's beautiful, right? Not only to mention that you could use like the orange or the pink or whatever, but you do have so many options in this kit with the papers and the elements. You are gonna love creating with this. I tell you, I'm going to show you the card at the end for some inspiration, give you some ideas, as well as the layout. But like the card, I put it together in literally 10 minutes. When you create with this, it comes together so easily because there is so much to it. Here's the quilt background that Mary Fran's done. Again, a fantastic background when you're trying to go for something for the adults, basically. You're trying to create with that, where you want that sense of whimsy. You want that playfulness. You want that color, all that stuff, but you don't maybe want to use some of the other items, right? The shoreline. So again, this is all one background paper. So you have the sand, you have the surf, you've got everything. Now you build and you let your creativity take over. And I'll tell you, when you start getting into these embellishments, you're going to see it's going to be super easy to let your creativity take over. A great background with the sunshine in it. Awesome to have where you just have that background that gives you a little bit of something in there. This one I happen to use in the card making idea. Here's some stripes and the ticking, but look at how cool it is, right? Fat stripe, and then you've got the wider stripe and the thinner stripes in there. Those are awesome to have. It's just a real, I thought it was a really cool looking stripe. Like there's only so many ways you can do a stripe, but that was a great idea. Just something very, very unique, something that maybe you want to pick out and use. So some borders. We saw these borders actually placed on the paper already for you if that's what you want to do with it, but maybe that wasn't the position you wanted or you wanted to do something else with it. So here they are in, it's really different. So something that you can utilize, here's some bows for you, in order to add in a little extra color, a little pop. There you are in the different ones. There's the bucket with sand. And the buttons. So, sorry for my screen doing that flick there. That's just a nice Windows glitch that has come up recently. You know how well they do that, right? But that is the actual size there, not the first one that's a little larger here. Soaking up the sun. Again, great tags. These are so useful because it's saying something, you know, that you want to say, obviously, but it has such a unique look to it, right? It gives it such interest by saying something in there, right? Happy days. This is fantastic cluster, right? This is something that you're really going to want to take a look at as a main element and say, hey, you know what? Is this for me? This is maybe where I want to start. Flip-flops, and you get a pair, so you get a left and a right, if that's what you want to do, but it allows you to place them because you may not want to pair them right together. You may want to pair them like somebody has walked, you know, where there's one lower and one higher, that kind of stuff. So Mary Fran's kindly given you the left and the right, and they're individual. Flower clusters. As I mentioned earlier, there is components to this collection that allow you to use it for somebody that you maybe don't want it too whimsical. You want to go a little bit, you know, just have that lightheartedness to it. That is definitely in here. Great frames. Now this one where Mary Fran's already added in the goggles and the snorkel and everything else. This part in behind, for those of you who don't know, this is all opaque. So this will not print white. This is where you put your photo in behind here first, then you put your frame on top of it and you print it as one. So your photo is inside this, and this is just in the corner down here. So who doesn't have photos of at the beach, right? You know, we all have those photos because that's the time when you're taking your camera and you have the time to take some photos. And here's the start of the gnomes. Look at how great this guy is in the bucket hat. Isn't he fantastic? Now, if you try to pick a favorite, we've tried to pick a favorite all the time. Impossible, right? Here he is with his umbrella. Here's the guy with his beach pail. Like, what a cool looking gnome, right? Here is the girl. She's got all of her stuff. She's ready for the beach and ready for some fun. Here's this little guy here. Doesn't he look like a sweetheart with his popsicle and his kite? Here's the guy going out swimming. And here he is in the water, got his fish with him. Like, now, isn't that hard to choose, right? Just like I said, that's a tough choice as a main element. You're going to have to use more than one, trust me. The journal mats, again, great items for you, whether that's a card insert, so you put this in on the inside jacket of your card, and that's what you use to write on, because, boy, doesn't that make your card all the more finished? Or you use this in your layout or your mini albums as pullouts or as something that you journal on yourself. Just fantastic ideas because you want to remember those memories. A great map with showing the horizon of the surf and sand and the sky. An individual popsicles, so that way you can go with those however you want. The ribbons. Again, the ribbons give you a lot of texture and color in those small areas that you're kind of thinking, geez, it needs a little something over there. It's a little blank over in that area. The square elements, again, fantastic elements that you can just enhance what you're doing there. The sun and clouds, again, individual elements that allow you to build everything you want. Cute tags in order to embellish, again, small areas that you need a little extra to go to, right? And again, in that arrow format, right? And lastly, word strips. So word strips with words on them, and then there's going to be blank ones as well. We recognize that maybe we haven't said exactly what you wanted to say, or that, you know what, not everybody has English as their primary language. We certainly understand that, and we want to give you the option in order to write that in with your exact phrase, exactly spelt or exactly said as you want it. So both of those are in there for you. So that was the FQB. Only the FQB. In the little bits, here we come with additional different border, okay? So the border option, but in a different format. So that way you can utilize that. Labels, again, great things. The little bits is a great place to start if you're saying, you know what, I'm starting out. This is kind of what I want to say. I want to say, stay cool. I'm going to the beach, you know. I want to say it to my friend, just stay cool. You know, you maybe had a rough go in life, or you know, you've got a new puppy and holy man, they just rip a terror through your household on days. It's a great place to start because you choose that, then you know what colors you're going to work with for your background papers, your other embellishments, everything else. You kind of work backwards, right? Again, some more square elements with the gnomes. Now, these are usable elements, people. These are the ones you're going to really want to capture when you head into the little bits here in order to grab what you need from this little pack here. As well, the word art sending you sunshine. Like, can you imagine using that? That is a perfect starting place for your cards and layouts. That is definitely a usable element. So that's all of it in the little bits. In our 2 paper pack, again, as I mentioned in the beginning part of our video, these are the same patterns but in different colors. You will not find these, like this lined does not come in an orange or a red anywhere else. Same thing with the pink polka dot or the black polka dot. It's only in the 2 paper pack. So I don't want you to think that you're getting duplicates. You're getting additional. Obviously, they're color coordinated, they're pattern coordinated, everything else. It's for those of you, and like us, you know, who want to make even more things because you're just so enjoying creating with this kit, and you want things to be different. You don't want them to be the exact same thing, right? It gives you more options for you. So the solids have, as you can see in here, I'll just stop for 1 sec, there's a very faint line in it. So you can use them definitely as a complete background paper and then build on that and add embellishments and everything else. But mostly we find using it as digital cardstock. That's the best use. So backing your main elements, backing your photos, it is the exact color match, which is what you're looking for. Lastly is our alpha here that we're in. As you can see, very fun, very bright, very playful, as is the entire collection here. We want that for you. We wanted to give you something that is exactly matching the feel of this collection. So Mary Fran created this alpha here in order to give you the option to add in words, names, dates, places, anything that you want to highlight in your cards and your layouts and mini albums. This is the use for an alpha, is you want to really enhance that. So lastly, before I let you go here, let's just hop in and see the layout. So there you go. There's some inspiration on using the kit. As I said, look at those circle elements. Look at how much like summer days ahead. Obviously, this is a summer day with us down at the lake with the dogs, and we were having a great time that day. But look at how you're capturing and saying summer days ahead, but look at the interest that it creates, right? It's just fantastic the way that you can blend together your word tag and interest all in one, right? Take me to the beach. Here's the little gnome in his bucket hat with his umbrella. There's that beach cluster, how Mary Fran chose to use it as well. The main background paper, way in the back, look past everything else, is that one background paper with the sand and the water. That was the starting point that she chose to use, and boy did it turn out fantastic. In the card, as I mentioned to you earlier, this took me literally 10 minutes to put together because it was so easy. I was able to choose my main element, and I just loved this guy. I just thought he was fantastic. Obviously, I wanted to use him, so that's how I worked backwards and chose my papers then to go with. That's where I added in the sun, and I chose to just use the circle element that shows the sand and the surf and with the sky and the horizon. Remember that one? I chose to use that in behind him, showing kind of that beachy, watery, and then add in the clouds on top, kind of build it up so kind of has a little bit of a decoupage effect and stuff to the card. So thanks for joining us and looking at our Bundled Gnome Summer Collection. Seriously, if you're creating for summer, this is a must-have. No question about it. So before you dash off to get it yourself, please look down in the right-hand side of the screen. You'll see our Knitwear Collections logo. Click on that to be subscribed to our YouTube channel. That will make mention and show a highlight anytime we have a new video up, so that way you won't miss anything. As well, give us a thumbs up. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you're going to create with this. Let us know who your favorite gnome is. See, there's the tough one right there. Thanks again for tuning in, and happy creating with our Gnome Summer.